and welcome to the Parenting Roundabout podcast for the week of May 20th. I'm Terry Morrow, and I'm here with Catherine Haleko.
Hello.
For a weekly episode to talk about parenting in a roundabout way, along with a little pop culture. So, what's going on with you today? Last week I was talking about being without electricity for a short while, and you are about to be without another life essential?
We are currently without water. If you recall from a few weeks ago, the discussion we had about the eclipse where we had a gas leak in the neighborhood and we had to evacuate our house.
Yeah.
So apparently the same project that caused that has now caused our water to be shut off.
Oh my.
Deliberately.
Yeah.
It wasn't an accident. So we were notified yesterday afternoon by a random guy walking around the neighborhood, I guess. I did not talk to him, that they would have to shut off the water today for the whole day. I mean, from 8 to 4, which is kind of a long time if you ask me.
Yeah.
So yeah, we have a bathtub full of water. We have every kind of like giant pot and pan and pitcher and receptacle filled with water to get us through the day. So
right. Well, at least you had a warning, so you didn't.
Yes.
So you could be prepared.
Right.
But still unsettling.
Yeah, and inconvenient.
Yes, definitely. And you can't flush, right? Is that you're just going to pour water down?
We'll have to do that.
I would not necessarily know how to do that exactly, but
yeah, I think you can just. I don't know. I mean, I guess you could flush and then you could refill. Oh,
you could fill the tank up. Yeah, we have these. They're called power flush, which is just embarrassing, but it's like all the water is contained in a brown sphere in the tank. So I don't think we could do that.
Oh.
That's something to think about. Maybe we need to change those out because what?
Right.
But you're just going to keep going to the faucet and then going, you have to put little signs on all your faucets. Don't touch.
Well, and if you follow Lindsay Arnold on Instagram, they had a flood because of a situation similar to this.
Oh my gosh! Well, yours is better. Being without the water is better than a flood.
Yeah, well, but the flood was caused because the water was shut off, and then Sage, the little girl, turned a faucet so it was not over the sink.
No.
And
so it came back on.
It came back on, and water went everywhere.
I did not read that far. Oh dear.
So that's what we have to watch out for.
I remember that Lindsay looked quite upset about the whole thing, but I didn't. Oh dear. Well, yes. So make sure. Check frequently that the faucets are centered over the sinks.
Right.
I would not even have thought about that. Oh dear.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, good luck to you.
Thank you.
Making it through the day.
Yeah, it's truly, I think we can all survive. It's not the worst thing in the world, but it's just inconvenience is all.
Well, what you want to make sure is that you don't bludgeon anybody over the head and get blood all over everything.
That's right.
And then not be able to rinse the bloody rags
to clean it up.
Yeah, that would be. I mean, you got your pots of water, so you could dip your rags in them, but pretty soon you're going to have a lot of bloody water all over your house.
Pretty soon your bathtub's full of bloody water.
Well,
there's spatters over your picture frames and and
a cat walks by and goes, well, what the F is this?
Yes, we have moved into the Ripley section of our podcast today. It was episode 5, Lucio.
Yes, in which we learn if you're going to bludgeon somebody over the head and kill them, do it over water so you can just push him out of the boat.
That's right.
You don't want to drag him down steps, folks. It's just not worth it.
Yeah, I didn't realize that this show was going to be this much about like the logistics of what happens
It really
when
is.
you have a dead body you have to deal with. Like,
Yes.
I'm not sure
it wasn't
serial
even
killers
that easy
think
in the
about
boat,
this.
but yeah, really. These aren't necessarily specifically crimes of passion. They're crimes of opportunity and convenience, but the aftermath is quite
inconvenient.
And Tom has now been made soft by an elevator, so it was a little harder this time.
Yep, in the elevator, of course, out of order.
Of course. You just know the moment they go in there, it's not going to get them all the way
it's
down
never going to happen.
even without the flash forward at the beginning of the series of him pulling
Dragging
a dead body down the stairs by the feet seems
making so much noise. So much noise.
And like the guy has a huge bloody head wound and his head thumps on each
Thunking
step.
down every
Friend,
step. I know.
you're going to have to clean every single step or else you're going to have little kitty bloody paws at the end.
Right. And in red, did you know? We got some color in this
I
episode.
didn't notice. Oh my gosh, that's right.
The cat footprints were red. The cat was, I mean, we were hit over the head with the cat as much as Dickie got hit with that oar. Like, wow.
Yes.
Please notice this cat. Okay, got it. Message received.
But just in case, here's the cat 10 more times.
Here's the cat 10 more times, and then here's the cat here's the empty bench where the cat was, and then we get the footprints.
The bloody paw prints. I never noticed that they were red. That is so funny. Mm-hmm. People are so artsy. Come on. We get it. But I enjoyed that the cat had approximately the same expression on its face as all the Italian actors. That's like, I'm on to you, man, but I just can't be bothered to do anything about it.
That's right.
Americans.
Yeah. It was an extremely cool looking cat.
It was.
Like huge and very long haired and had these cool like tufted ears.
Excellent
I was
cat acting and appearance. So kudos to the cat trainer.
Yes. That can't be easy.
How do you get it? Well, I guess a stink eye kind of comes naturally to cats, but it was just focused in just the perfect way every single time. Yeah. Oh, Tom. It was such a nice apartment too. It's like,
now you're going to have to leave.
It's just such a moment of bliss for him, or, and now he's going to have to leave. He should have just never gone back, really. He should have taken his passport when he went to dispose of the body and then left Dickie to be the guilty party.
That's right.
But I feel sad for him because it's like, you get a nice place and you're so comfortable and everything's just as you like it and you have this pretty heavy ashtray and you have this, you're doing all this stuff and then
you got your record player.
Got your record player.
You're a better painter than Dickie was.
You are, yes. And it's just so nice. He's just living his best life. And then stupid Freddie has to come over.
Freddie has to come ruin it.
Freddie, like Dickie, so privileged that he cannot imagine anything bad happening.
Right. He's extremely suspicious of Tom, but what does he think that like...
I'm just going to go up and confront him. What could possibly happen?
What could possibly go wrong? Oh, everything.
And like the death throes, I felt like he was going, I am not going to die this way from that guy. Are you kidding me? No, no. But
and then, well, I guess I...
What? Why do you go back and confront the guy?
Yeah, he's like, I'm going to come back with the police. Well, maybe you should have thought of that earlier.
Yeah, these rich fellas, they don't get too much survival training out there in their fancy schools, do they?
I guess not.
They can spot fancy shoes, but they can't spot imminent death.
Right.
Oh, dear.
Mhm.
Dummy.
Oh, gosh.
Dummy.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
What else?
Should we call that Chekhov's heavy glass ashtray?
Yes.
So they made such a point of him buying it, and it's like, well, I guess that's nice. Okay, he has a little
Right.
object that he likes. Good for him. And it's like, oh, okay. There's a reason he didn't get one of the nice, flat, fragile ones. It's like,
Do we think he knew that he would need it for this purpose?
I don't know. Although, good thinking if he did, you know. It's a beautiful object. It gives me pleasure. And if I ever need to bludgeon anybody in the head, it'll be handy.
I'm good. Yeah.
He had these look like spears by his front door. I thought he could just run Freddy through, but no, it's just a coat rack.
It's something.
No, it really is. Let this be a lesson to you. Don't sign up for a phone.
Yeah.
The phone was trouble.
That was trouble. He took his name off the front door, but he didn't realize that Dickie's name was on the phone.
Yeah. Oops. He's traceable. Plus, which the gal was that the American Express office he went into?
Yeah.
There was a gal who was very conspicuously clocking him.
Yes.
It's like the direction for that actress was make sure every viewer knows. No, one more. Look at him one more time. No, one more time. Why not again? Just in case.
That's right.
We'll bring in the cat to show you how to do it. It'll be fine.
We're giving you the same direction we gave the cat.
That's right. Oh dear.
Yeah, you were right when you're like, you just need to take the money and run.
Yes,
Tom.
that's what I thought he was going to do. It's like, no, don't clean up. Don't just go. I don't think he brought his passport when he's taking the body out. That's what he should have done. He should have taken everything with him and then just vanished.
Never go back.
Yes. But then he can't access the Dickie money, and I guess he needs to be able to access the Dickie money.
Right. I mean, he did pay 2 months rent up front.
That's true.
So
you think that's going to keep the landlady from going in there and seeing all the blood?
Seeing the blood.
Bathtub full of bloody rags.
Right.
Gosh, what a mess.
Yeah.
Isn't there a neater way to kill him? Maybe. I don't know. He had to improvise.
Yeah, he had to think fast.
Doesn't have like some poison capsules he can drop in his drink or something?
Well, like, cover up the blood before you drag him down the stairs.
See, can't you like bundle him into a sheet or something?
Right. I mean, that's what people do, right? When they're trying to move a body, they don't just take it as is.
Drag him down the steps with his head bong, bong,
clunk, clunk. Oh my gosh.
Leaving a huge trail of blood. Mm-hmm. At least wrap the head up with a towel, man.
That's
come on.
What I'm thinking, yeah.
Oh, not exactly a criminal mastermind is Tom.
No.
Excellent at bludgeoning. Can remake a passport in his image.
That on his resume.
Yes.
Excellent at bludgeoning.
If you need a fake ID or fake papers or somebody bludgeoned, call Tom Ripley.
Yeah.
He's the best. However, you might want to handle the cleanup.
Right.
Not so good at that part.
Can't
really sink a boat. Can't really clean up all the blood. But the actual offing of the unfortunate individual.
Yeah.
He's motivated. He'll get it done.
He is certainly motivated.
Oh, golly.
Oh, these poor, dumb, rich guys.
It's really so sad. Just the degree of privilege you must have to just be able to assume that you can go anywhere and do anything safely.
Yep.
Tom knows otherwise.
That's right.
Oh, well. So, did you enjoy the very, 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 very many shots of, not quite as many as the cat, but the shots of the elevator and how it works?
Yeah.
Which also allows them to show up and down all the staircases.
Yes. Yes. Many. I mean, it was a.
Did you get this shot in case you missed this shot? Look at it again.
Are you second screening? Are you not paying full attention? Because we're just going to make sure.
Our art director worked really hard on this.
Get in there.
And blood in black and white. Look at the blood in black and white. Isn't it cool? It was spatters
But
before.
we'll
Now
also
it's
give it to
smears
you.
and all sorts of things. We'll
also give it to you in red. Just for a moment.
The cat makes everything magic. Oh, golly, this show. But it's like, I don't want to feel sorry for Tom. He's an awful guy. But it's like when I see like a whole meal laid out in a show and then something happens and nobody eats it, I mourn for the food.
Right.
I mourned for that apartment. He was so happy. It was so nice. It was so, why couldn't a Freddie just kick rocks?
Yep.
But he has that beautiful apartment because he murdered somebody and he's taking their money and, pretending to be them. And that's bad. I should not be feeling sorry for him. He's so nice. Look how nice it is. Oh, well. Time to move on, I believe.
That, like, it's just like we're not used to how, in this day and in that time and place, you just like waltz in there with your suitcase and everything else is in there.
Yeah.
Including the fateful telephone.
Yes. Yikes.
So,
I had a furnished apartment once. He was not that swell, however.
No.
It was very small.
Yeah.
And had many fewer rooms. But, I don't know, maybe it's the same. Anyway.
Yes.
Oh, what is going to happen next?
Well, shall we turn to a world full of color and
it's so
music.
pretty. It's so pretty. There was a little dog. I don't think there were any cats. Were there cats?
No, I think
was a
just
little
the queen's
dog
little dog.
wanting the master and mistress to please stop fooling around and come out and feed him. Probably take me for a walk.
So Bridgerton is back. Yay.
Yay!
Season 3, episode 1, called Out of the Shadows.
Yes.
Laying the groundwork for Colin, Francesca, Penelope, Eloise, all looking for a partner. I mean, Francesca, I don't believe is actually looking, but
Francesca would just like
being
to stay
forced
home
to look
and play the pianoforte, please. I have no
That's
other
right.
interests whatsoever. Please go away. She's the sister we haven't really seen very much, right? She was off
she's
someplace.
barely been on.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, and yet we are called to care about her. Okay.
Yes.
And Eloise,
Well,
likewise, not so
lovely.
interested in the hunt. Yes.
No.
She is lovely. Both of them are.
And Penelope interested only to get away from her
Yes.
horrible family, which fully
Yes.
relatable. Like, get away from those people.
Yeah.
They are terrible.
But sadly, she is still in love with Colin, the stupidest boy in the world. What the bleep, man? What is the matter with you?
Comes over and says, "Oh, you want to get married? I'll help."
There's a fella who needs to be bludgeoned in the head.
Oh, dear. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, my gosh. It's painful. But it sets up a thing where she gets real mad at him, and Lady Whistledown knocks him down a few pegs, and now he's vowing revenge against Lady Whistledown while at the same time vowing to help Penelope find a husband.
That's right.
That is not him, which is the only husband she's interested in. So, such complications.
That's right.
But no open gaping head wounds. So
That's right.
people might go out for a lovely row on the lake. Nobody's going to get bludgeoned with an oar and sent overboard. So
Right.
it's
And besides, everyone is watching each other all the time.
they are. That is true. It would be difficult to have a secret identity. Well, I guess Penelope does. have a
Penelope
secret
did, yeah. But I mean, to bludgeon
Yes.
someone.
to bludgeon someone, it would be difficult. But
There's maids. There's...
if they were going to bludgeon somebody, may I nominate Cressida?
Yeah,
She's miserable. She's been miserable since the very beginning.
that's all right.
Fun job for that actress.
Right.
I get to
And
put on a pretty
convenient.
dress and a big wig and be miserable to people.
Yeah. She conveniently has not found a spouse.
She's so charming and lovely. Why would somebody not want her?
I think there was some sort of near miss, wasn't there? Well,
Maybe.
It doesn't matter.
Well, I think that Daphne stole somebody from her. Was it the prince or something like that?
Yeah, something like that.
So long ago.
It was so long ago, we cannot be expected to remember it at all.
That's right. She wasn't even in this episode.
No,
The guy
Daphne.
who played her husband leaving the show made it difficult for them to have lots of Randy scenes to interrupt the courtship stuff. So
Right.
it all falls on the Viscount and Viscountess who don't want that job, those jobs at all. They would just like to keep fooling around.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure his mother will be, no, you need to do it. It's never mind me. I'll just fade into obscurity.
Right. She's like, no, I'll run the house, and make sure these 2 daughters get married and take care of the other, 4 who are still under
you do
my
that.
roof.
You 2 just go make an heir, please.
Right. We have our whole lives to be the Viscount. I think this is how they're getting rid of those 2, so we don't have to have.
We're just not going to see them for the rest of the season. They're just going to be in their bedroom.
I don't think so. I mean, I feel, they said they want to go continue their honeymoon. So I believe that's just a way to get rid of them, if you ask me.
Interesting. We shall see.
There's just too many people.
That's true.
We need to reduce the number just a little bit.
Every now and then we'll just see a scene of them someplace foreign getting it on. And so
be like, oh yeah, those 2. Okay, cool.
Oh yeah, because they did make a point of saying that the brother was helping out with
he did such a good job.
We can just flit off again.
Right.
Well, okay. Nice.
And then we had then we had the little child who became a duke or something.
Oh my gosh, yes.
The guy who runs the boxing. No, it's not a box. The boxing is different, right? This is the just gentleman's club.
Yeah, but I think he had something to do with the boxing too in that first season.
I feel like he did.
Yeah. They have not been of the upper classes before this. That's point, right. I believe.
Right. But now their son is
a
big shot. Their son who looked all of 9 years old and thoroughly freaked out.
Absolutely. Yes.
Here's your new mansion. Enjoy.
Pretty soon the ladies are going to be lining up for him.
That's right. They are.
We don't care that he hasn't hit puberty yet. It'll be okay. We'll wait.
Yeah, we just want to make sure we've got that locked down.
Yes. Yes. Oh dear. Weird. And something's wrong with the queen. The queen is just losing her lust for traditional activities.
Yes, she's bored by all the debutantes and by the ball and everything else. Yeah.
Yep.
She's just yeah. Try something else to get my attention.
After a while, it's just another batch of young women in dresses. What are you?
That's right.
Nobody's shining.
They do all have the same dress, it feels like, and that same giant feather.
Except for Penelope. She went a different way. She is unpracticed in the way of small talk.
That's right. That was hard. Poor girl.
Really was. But Colin's going to teach her, so it'll be fine.
Yeah. I know how to teach you how to be charming. No problem.
Oh, you fool. It's the pollen season. We know how this is going to end. Catch up, man.
Right. Well, they've got to make us wait.
Yep. But as surely as you know that Tom Ripley is going to bludgeon somebody in the head, we know that these 2 are going to end up together.
That's right.
That will be much happier.
Much happier than
significantly less blood. Although if Colin keeps being this dense,
we may feel the need for some blood.
Yes. You may have to meet with an unfortunate accident.
Just to make life more interesting.
Buddy, come on. It's painful. It's been painful for 3 seasons.
Yeah. It did seem like what Lady Whistledown said about him was not, first of all, not entirely wrong and not that bad.
No, not that. She was pretty mad. She could have done much worse.
Yeah. She just was like, he has a new personality now. Like, okay, that's probably not bad.
Yeah. But is it real? Yes, that's also a good question.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. I just feel like that was, well, as we know what's going to happen, they couldn't take it too far.
Right. That's true. I don't know. So complicated. Makes you glad that you don't live in that society.
Mm-hmm.
Even though the dresses are very pretty. They don't look like they would be comfortable, though.
No.
And to really, all you have to do is go to parties. I don't know.
Yeah. And if you stay by the wall for too long, you can't peel yourself off of it.
Oh, well, good luck to them.
We will enjoy watching.
How many episodes do we have to get through before those two get together?
Well, how many? There's 8 in the season, so I'm guessing. Season.
Okay, 7.
7.
Oh dear.
We could almost just skip ahead, but what's the fun in that? And
maybe
also
say episode 5 or 6, he finds out that she's really Lady Whistledown,
right?
And then they clash, and then they come together, and then at the end they're happy, right?
There you go.
Pretty sure.
You cracked it.
That's the trajectory.
Mm-hmm.
Oh well,
for sure.
It'd be fun if they got a Tom Ripley type here who just like claimed somebody else's identity and just was standing around looking at all this stuff and going, "These rich people,
they're so dumb.
must imitate or kill them."
Right. Let me think about which one.
Although, what's his name? The Penelope's cousin from
he was similar.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
he was kind of along those lines.
Yeah,
and also came to a bad end, right?
Well, he just pieced out.
Okay.
No, he just split. Didn't he?
He just split. Okay.
He took their money and ran.
Sort of like Dickie just split.
Just no, I don't think they actually killed him. I think they.
I would not put anything past that mom.
No,
She'll do what's necessary.
That is quite true.
Although she got such unpromising sons-in-law. Oh my goodness. Those guys are just now starting to realize how over their heads they are.
Yeah. Pretty dim, those two.
Yep. The theme of our things we're watching lately are rich people, not so bright.
Not so bright. Exactly.
A scheming commoner will get it on over them anytime.
Mm-hmm. That's for sure.
Yes.
Well, move on to the next thing because it actually is related.
So, Catherine, come minuet out here and tell us what is Catherine's Library Find of the Week.
Okay, so this week we are going with another craft that I will never do. But as
those are
mentioned,
the best crafts. Could you talk about it though at a garden party for like 15 minutes?
Well, it's about embroidery. So that young lady might be very interested. But
you could just see Eloise's brain cells dying during that conversation.
Oh, delightful.
No idea.
Yes. But this book is called Abstract Embroidery, Slow Stitching with Texture, Color, and Creativity by Emily Botello. And the picture, if you look at the cover online, doesn't really do it justice because the book is beautiful. And it's like it says, instead of your precise patterns and pictures with embroidery. It is abstract. It's which I'm not sure why you need a book, because you could just wing it. But anyway, I did think it was just very fun to look at and enjoy the pictures and the thought of like, hey, yeah, you don't have to just make straight lines. And what was it? She said a French knot if you're feeling bold or whatever.
She would blow those young ladies' minds.
Yeah, she really, really would. I mean, maybe
she
Eloise
says
would
we
get
don't need to use a straight line. Oh my goodness. Get rid of her. Run her out of town.
That's right.
Yeah,
I mean,
Eloise
maybe
would
Eloise
probably
would
dig
be into it. Yeah.
Oh dear. Well, I don't know. I'm a counted cross-stitch person myself, so this seems just far too loose.
It showcases 12 beautiful projects.
Okay.
So I guess it's less of a how-to than a here's her work.
Right.
But
I'm looking on the same Penguin Random House page as that. There's a book called Tooth Gems Style.
oh boy.
So if you get tired of the embroidery, you can learn how to glue gems to your teeth.
And again, a whole book.
Really? Is it really that hard?
This is what kills me every time is like, how does that happen? Like how does somebody decide like, yes, we need a book about this. We will pay you to write it.
The cover is sort of horrifying, but then I am an old lady.
Yeah,
Tooth gems are taking the world by storm, it says.
And the fingernails on the cover are, not something you could embroider with.
Daring dental jewelry.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, you definitely could not embroider with those nails or even, like pick up a cup of coffee.
Right.
I don't understand the youths today. I don't get it. But I do think that when they say everyone from celebrities and influencers to stylists and dental hygienists is hopping on board, I think dental hygienists are hopping on board because they see the money they're going to make taking the dang stuff off.
Right, exactly.
I don't think I've been to many dental hygienists who would not have been happy to see something glued to my teeth.
Right.
It would have indeed given me a lecture.
Yeah. They're going to try to sell you a tooth whitener, not
they are
glue something on.
And gum fixers and all sorts of stuff.
That's right.
Electric toothbrushes.
Yes.
Oh, well. It's interesting, the array of arts and crafts that are on offer in our world
That's
today.
right.
You don't have to, stand by the window painting. You can stand by the window.
Or play the piano
Playing
forte.
the pianoforte. Exactly. Or talking with your friends about what sort of embroidery stitch you prefer. The world is full of options.
That's right. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Too many options, if you ask me, but okay.
Yeah. Well, you know where else there's
I bet
a lot
that
of
would
options.
get the queen's attention if one of those girls came in there with stuff glued to her teeth.
Yes. Holding an embroidery hoop.
With this wild avant-garde embroidery on it.
What is going on?
Would earn gasps.
Mm-hmm. I mean, the queen likes an extreme look.
She does.
So I think maybe she actually might. I could see her doing a tooth gem.
Tooth gems would be the talk of the town.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't go there, Bridgerton. Please don't go there. Nobody wants to see that. Well, some people want to see that, but
some people do.
You lose the old lady audience. That's going to mess up your tooth enamel.
Yes, indeed. Well, shall we then move on?
We're back to a topic that we've announced, shall we?
Yes. Yes, let's take a spin through the archives and see what we were talking about 3 years ago, 5 years ago, and 7 years ago this week. So 3 years ago, it was one of my favorites.
Yeah.
The episode was called Not That Kind of Family, and it was inspired by something my daughter said when I asked her if she wanted a quilt made of all her skating t-shirts, and she
Which is an
said,
awesome idea, by the way.
right, which and it's like common, it's people do it. And she said, I just feel like we're not that kind of family. Which amused me quite a lot. So then we talked about what kind of families we are and are not.
Yeah.
Like we are not family. None of us, you, me, or Nicole, were the kind of family, had the kind of family that took family pictures where we all wear matching clothes and stand on the beach. Or put our matriarch on a bench and make everyone stand around them. No, we don't do any of that.
Part of the problem is that we would have to be the ones that organized that. And it's like,
of course,
if we did, people would do it. But let's just not be that kind of family, okay?
Yeah. I would be very hard pressed to get my husband to sit for anything like that. Oh. Absolutely not.
But I like it when I see pictures. I think that's so nice. Look at that. Yeah. Isn't that nice? But no. We have a couple of good pictures from when the kids were little that are just like the church was doing them or the school was doing them.
Yeah.
Nothing that involved the first Christmas my kids were home. Or actually the second, but but the first one was right after they got home. This was like a year later, and my sister-in-law had a baby, and she masterminded the group kid photo shoot with matching outfits. She made them matching outfits, and she made the appointment at Sears, and we brought them over and posed them in all different ways. And I love that we have those pictures, but if it were up to me, it would not have happened.
Yeah.
That's her kind of family, not mine.
Right. You just married into it.
I just married into it. Yes, she did. Well, yeah.
Yeah.
My brother-in-law's wife. But.
Right. Yeah, when I was growing up, we weren't really that kind of family either, although we did have a few. So there was one year where my mom my grandmother must have been having a big birthday or something. So my mom got a portrait of like our whole family and then my aunt and uncle and cousin and had that picture taken. And then I don't know when or why, but there was one of just my two siblings and I and me, and it's so funny. And my parents have it hanging in their house. And so one time when we were visiting, we recreated it because it's like so awkwardly posed, my brother's like laying on his side, kind of like with one knee bent.
Gosh.
And I'm like with my hands on his knee and my sister's behind. It's like the weirdest pose. So we recreated it and it was hilarious. I mean, just doing that, we all were just absolutely crying the whole time because of how ridiculous it was and how funny it was. Oh, enjoyed that.
I was thinking, I have a photo of my mother and her sister and parents, very dramatic from probably the 40s or 50s.
Yeah. And
I have we have pictures of my husband and his brother and sister and their parents and grandmother. In fact, they were down in my mother-in-law's old apartment, which is now my daughter's apartment. My daughter has just left them there. So she has all her young person stuff all up and around. And these two family portraits from, 50 years ago.
Right.
But I don't think we must have taken one when I was growing up of my mom and dad and I. Or my mom and dad and my sister and I. But I don't have them. I don't think I have anything. It's weird. Where did they go? I have a picture of little me at about 4 years old, but I don't think I have a family portrait. Interesting. We were not that kind of family, apparently.
I guess not. Yeah.
Or I am not the kind of person who puts things in a place where she can find them.
Right. That could be also.
That could well be the case. Probably that.
Oh, dear.
Yes, I don't connect with my parents. And how do I do connecting with my kids?
Yep,
That's something we talked about 5 years ago.
that's right. I find, my kids not being here, I mean, that's changed obviously since we talked about this. So, I mean, we have like a immediate family group chat,
Oh, that's
and
fun.
then, oh, did I tell you this whole story that my daughter said, "Oh, we need a name for this chat,"
Oh,
and so she went and asked AI what should be the name of our chat. And, she put in like, what is the group chat for, a family, and we live in Wisconsin and we have 2 dogs, so it came up with like 100 different options. And the one we chose was Curd Lovers and Canine Cuddlers. There
that's
were
perfect.
so many. so
is it just the 4 of you on this, or is it extended family? Oh, just
no,
you 4?
we have a different one that's extended family. And that one's really old, and it was from the time when Bitmojis were super.
Oh, geez.
We were using Bitmojis all the time, and so it was called Bitmoji. It's called Bitmoji Fam. Because some Thanksgiving or other, we all sat around and made Bitmojis of ourselves. So then we put them all into the group chat.
So fun.
But yeah, like with my son being away, sometimes I'm like, well, I don't want to call him. Like, I don't know where he is or whatever. So I'll just text him like a picture of the dog or whatever. Aww. So that works well.
See, my children are living in the same house, and I still text them things. So
yeah.
Or sometimes I call my son, because if I yell at him, he doesn't come out. So I call him and I say, Mr. Morrow, your presence is requested in the kitchen.
Right.
And then he comes. Sometimes I can get him by text, but sometimes he needs a phone call.
Yeah.
2 rooms away.
Yes.
I'm too lazy to get my butt up off the couch and knock on his door.
Yes.
And why should I? That's why we have technology.
That's right. That's why it's there.
And of course, I am still communicating with my daughter through a baby monitor.
Yeah.
It's the way for me to know if she's screaming at night so I can talk her down, but it's also the way that I can, tell her it's time for dinner. So it doubles as an intercom.
Yeah. Some people would use like an Alexa or whatever, but baby monitor
is like a $15 baby monitor off of Amazon. Works great.
Works just as well.
Yep. Keep it turned off during the day, but then I can turn it on and use the intercom thing and then turn it back off. Because I don't want to listen to what she's doing all day.
Yeah.
Just at night.
Right.
So.
And it works to help her feel.
I think so.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And for me to feel also that I know.
Right. So you both.
If I need to say, hey, I noticed you're doing it more, or you're doing it less, or she says, oh, I don't do that anymore. And I say, well, actually. So it's good to know. I still don't know quite what this is, but, it feels good to be able to say, you okay? And she says, yeah. And she goes back to sleep. Probably would do it if I wasn't there either, because sometimes I forget to put the baby monitor on. So she has to handle it herself.
Right.
But I do not use it to spy on her. When she's downstairs, talking to her therapist or something. And I could turn it on and hear things, but I don't know.
The restraint, it's very impressive.
Though sometimes she does talk in her living room with the door open, and if I stand at the top of the stairs, I can hear it anyway. So I usually just go, if you don't want your mom listening, you should close the door. Otherwise,
just a thought.
Otherwise, it's all mine. Then we can discuss later about what you said about your family.
Right.
My mom is such a pain in the butt. She's always listening to me. Close your door.
If you don't want me to listen, there's a simple solution.
Exactly. You have a door now. Close it.
That's right.
And
Then 7 years ago, this is a topic we revisit with some frequency. Stuff we need to get rid of.
Yeah. I was looking, it was based on an article that listed, 60 things that you should get rid of right now?
Something like that. 50,
I don't
60.
want to know the person that wrote that, because some of the things, I mean, they obviously have a thing with hangers. They were saying, get rid of your wire hangers. They stretch out your clothes. And I'm like,
right.
I get rid of no hanger ever. Every hanger I've ever had is still in my closet. Hangers are precious commodity. But then the next thing is plastic hangers. Plastic hangers stretch out your clothes. And at the bottom, there's a little like Amazon link for velvet coat hangers.
For the velvet hangers. Like, I see what you're doing
I don't
here.
like the velvet hangers because they're too short a lot of the time. I think that stretches out your clothes. But I don't know. I will take any kind of hanger. Thank you. I will put it in my closet, because if you run out, where are you going to go buy hangers? I would feel stupid buying hangers. You just keep the hangers you have and you apportion them correctly. Yeah. But right. So no to that. They mentioned old eyeglasses. I have a cabinet full of old eyeglasses, and I know I should donate them somewhere. But when I started getting macular degeneration shots, my vision changed. It got better. And I went back to some of my older glasses, and they worked for me. So until I got around to time to get new glasses, I was just wearing older glasses, and it actually worked pretty good. And it was fun revisiting some of those old frames.
Don't you love when your hoarding tendencies are rewarded?
Yes, it was glorious. It was so great. I was like, hey, wait, I know what to do. Dig back in this cabinet. Here they are waiting for me. It was awesome. And they mentioned getting rid of video cassettes, which I recently did. I gave those to the place that comes and picks up the stuff at your door, and they probably threw them away. But I've gotten rid of most of my DVDs, except just the precious ones. I still want to look at the covers of and go, I remember that. I'm never going to play that again, but I remember that. But then we had a ton of CDs that I think I might have mentioned before. When my daughter was clearing out her room, she had this cabinet, and we opened it up, and it was just full of CDs. Some of them hers, some of them mine, some of them who knows. But I kind of wanted to go through them before I got rid of them, so I just piled them in a corner of the living room. But what I have recently done, they're adding to the decor of my office in the same way the old mugs, which the article also said to get rid of, but now are decorative. I have them just stacked in various corners of my room. And it's such a nice little decorative touch.
There you go.
A tower of CDs.
So that you can look at the art, or just
They're just stacked sideways, you know. If one day I should get one of those things where you can put them and you can see the covers. But now, rather like the moldy books that I'm afraid to open, but I can see the spines and I can remember fondly. It's the same way with the CDs. I can look and remember fondly when I used to enjoy those. Maybe I should have kept my albums and just piled them someplace where I could just look at them. Yeah. But no. So anyway, we have some regulars at the library who are all about checking out CDs, like 24 at a time. And I feel that they are ripping them onto their computer. Oh, I'll bet they are.
And there's a library in our system, you know, that we get stuff from, and they put their CDs in DVD cases.
Oh.
And it's so much better.
Yes.
Because they are so much they're sturdier, Definitely. They're easier to open and close. They're less fragile, you know, they're just better.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But I mean, sometimes you just get, you know, the same person putting on hold just like dozens of CDs.
That's funny.
I know what you're doing.
I found when I was going through this, I found the very first Taylor Swift CD I ever had, which was her debut. And I burnt a disc off of iTunes, which is a thing we used to do, right? You would buy it on iTunes and then you would burn it onto a disc so you could listen to it in the car.
Right.
That was, and I did listen to that one in the car quite a lot. It's like my little, I printed the cover out on the printer and put it in the little box. It's nostalgic. And then I also
Yeah.
found like 20 blank CDs, which obviously I thought was going to be doing that forever. And so I stopped.
Right.
Those I probably should get rid of, but have not yet.
Yeah. But like,
I'm not a getting rid
who wants
rid
them
of.
now?
Yeah, that's true. Oh, you could probably make some really interesting embroidery with them.
That's right. Yes, use them for crafts. Absolutely.
Yes, absolutely. That's,
Love that idea.
that's the way we think. One day, that's what we'll do. So that's why I'm just leaving it over here in the pile. Because one day, I'll find something really cool to do with it.
That's right.
Could work. Could happen. You never know.
It could.
Just as long as our listeners never get rid of us. Keep us in a dusty corner of your room and keep us.
Yes, but for now, that's it for the Parenting Roundabout Weekly Roundup. Next, Ripley, episode 6. Love this title. Some heavy instrument.
The thing is, we know he gets away with for at least a while, because there are like 4 more episodes. Or 3 more episodes.
But the criticism that we read did mention the Italian detective who starts investigating. So we got to get to that.
But there are also like a whole bunch of Ripley novels. So
yes.
And presumably Netflix doesn't want this to be a 1-season show.
Right.
And we're not going to like be adopting a new American con man every season.
That's right.
This is Ridley. It's Tom Ridley.
Anyway, that is up next. It's episode 6 of 8. So we're getting along.
Getting there.
And then Bridgerton season 3, episode 2 is called How Bright the Moon. It sounds pretty. And you can find all of our episodes on Spreaker, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, or wherever you get your podcasts. You can find recaps, links, and an opportunity to comment on our website at parentingroundabout.com. And you can also talk to us on our Facebook page, on Instagram, or on Twitter, where you'll find us at Roundabout Chat. Please visit our Amazon shop at amazon.com/shop/mamatude, where you can find links to a lot of the things we've talked about over the many years. We'll see you back here next Tuesday. Bye, Terry.
Bye, Catherine.
Bye, everyone.